I said, who's ready for a show? Then please put your hands together and welcome to the stage your moderator from Popverse. Give it up for Ashley Robinson.
Does that scare me every time? Who could possibly say, hello, Florida SuperCon? Are you ready to bring out the coolest Cowabunga cast we have? All right, let's put our hands together for the icons behind Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Give it up first for Rob Paulsen. Keep it going for Barry Gordon. Woo! Up next, we have Renae Jacobs. Let's hear it for Townsend Coleman. And honestly, the best dressed man we have backstage, Clarke!
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cameron Clarke. All right. How fun. I've never heard that song before. That's kind of catchy.
Really catchy.
Good.
Oh, wow.
You guys know who
Hello?
wrote that song?
Hello. One of these will.
Who wrote it, Roger?
Thank you, everyone, for understanding that this is a sing-along today. This is
That song was written by Chuck
Barry.
Lorre.
Chuck Lorre, Big
who
Bang
then
Theory.
went on to do a little thing like produce 2.5 Men,
Big Bang.
and the Big Bang
Yeah.
Theory, and he wrote the song.
And he sang it.
And he sang it and did all the little voices. Party!
Hi, Ashley.
Hi, Ashley. Oh, you're with us.
Yeah, and I'm here too.
Hello.
Friends, this is our Fans First panel, and what's exciting about that is it is your experience as much as it is our experience, and I can't geek out about these amazing people alone. So we have two hot mics. We have one here in the middle. We have one over there. I invite you to very politely, because I'm not allowed to ask you to throw elbows anymore. That's dangerous. To line up, and as soon as you're lined up, we will start answering your questions, because frankly, I'll do less.
But they
And
are hot, so don't touch them.
Right.
I know.
Extremely
Extremely
hot.
here in Miami.
Yeah.
Right.
I know it can also be a lot to be the first person and to be brave enough to do that. And if you do that, you're quite frankly the hottest person here. So no pressure, but you can line up at any time.
Pressure.
While everybody is working up their courage, I would love to ask the cast, once and for all, to settle this debate. Is pineapple acceptable on pizza?
No.
No.
Yes.
Yes!
A little Hawaiian pizza. What?
Although, I think anchovy and hot fudge beats pineapple any day.
I'm here for the anchovy representation, honestly. All right, we have beautiful, sexy friends lined up, so shall we talk to them?
This is perfect.
Hello, thank you for being
Hi.
brave and going first. What is your name, where are you from, and why is this the first question?
My name is Hannah, and I'm from Boynton Beach.
Woo!
What was your favorite memory that you have from recording the show?
Ooh, great question to start off with.
There are so many. I'm not trying to be coy. When you have the privilege of working with people who most of us knew each other before we started working together on this show, and then you grow up with a lot of you together. Next year, this show will be 40 years old.
Woo!
Incredible. And we are all here, we're all healthy, and the only two people we're missing are James and Peter, both of whom were impossibly kind people. And the memories that correspond with all of our friendships are too numerous to enumerate. but I have a favorite line, and that is, I think it was E.G. Daly who played a little alien, and she got really upset because she thought the turtles hated her. And you guys hate me, and Michelangelo, oh, little dude, we don't hate you. And Raphael says, I hate him. That's a big, yeah, but I certainly can't speak for the others, but it has been such a miraculous thing. Ultimately, 40 years later, to see this and see up to 3 generations who still love this show and tell us stories we never, ever could have imagined in terms of how this show and these characters not only entertained them and their children, but got them through difficult times. My goodness, that's something you never know. So that's my favorite experience about the whole thing.
My favorite is Cam laying on the floor a lot.
He fell asleep during every recording session.
I just remember him on the floor a lot.
Yeah.
Napping is our friend.
That's very John Lennon of you to just record from the floor.
Yeah.
And being the leader of these monkeys, sorry, turtles,
Turtles.
is exhausting, keeping them in line.
One of my favorite memories is of Barry during our recording sessions.
Oh.
Was studying to be a lawyer of all things, and he would be because we all recorded together in the same room at the same time, and he'd be at his mic sitting down with a huge law book on his lap, open with your books, right, with a yellow highlighter, highlighting the stuff that he needed to study and remember, but also keeping his mind on the script and where we were in the script. And when it would come to his line, he'd just look up, do his line, and then be right back in his law book.
Amazing.
So,
And he became a lawyer.
Yeah.
And the president of the Screen Actors Guild.
7 years the president's sacked.
so I have so many. 2 memories, which span over 9 years, is being in the studio with these amazing men and their amazing talent and their humor, and leaving the studio with my face hurting from laughing so much. The other memory is a memory of James Avery, and walking into the studio every morning. I used to be early, and he was there early. And James is a big guy. Huge guy. And he never used to wear shoes. So he'd be barefoot, and he'd pick me up and just give me the biggest hug and laugh, and he was incredible.
He looked like he was holding an Oscar. Really cool.
Thank you. That was a great question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being brave enough to go first.
Well done.
Thank you.
We're going to head over to this side. What is your name, Clarke Kent? Where are you from, Smallville, and what is your question?
My name is Patrick Eccles, and I'm from Warren, Ohio.
Woo!
Hi.
And the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were a big part of my childhood, so this is awesome.
And you're not in prison yet. Yet.
Not yet.
Day's not over, pal.
And my question would be, if you could switch and voice one other turtle, who would they be and why? And also, if you ever need another shredder.
Did he pay you to say that question?
No.
See, Patrick, Cam
we're
has
gonna
an ego
introduce-
with its own area code. So
We're going to introduce our brother,
Get back
Cam
here.
Clarke.
Wait a minute.
And
You have
Boy, have I got
unwittingly-
something to say
Yeah.
about that.
Patrick, you have opened a can of
Ooze.
Ooze.
A can of
Yes.
ooze.
you've
That's
opened a cam of worms. Go ahead. Tell them what
Go
happened.
for it.
So we all read for, we boys all read for all the parts, and they knew they wanted Robbie for Ref and Barry for Donnie, and they knew they wanted Townie and me, but they didn't know which was going to be which. So they said they would decide at the session that, one read through, first read through, Townie, you be Michelangelo, Cam, you be, or no. Before that, for them to decide who would go first as which in the first rehearsal, they literally went, okay, this time, Tony, you do Michelangelo, Cam, you do Leonardo. And they said we would switch after the first run through. So we went on a break and we came back and went, all right, let's ready record, let's go. And I was, wait, you said I could read Michelangelo. Yeah, we're good. But we're good. I wanted to be Michelangelo because I'm from LA, where that voice started. And Leo, pardon the pun, was the straight man of the act. and so as these clowns are being all goofy, doing cartwheels and all that crazy stuff, and I'm just here to keep them, we got to think of something fast. You know, tight ass. Wait, what? I can't believe you said that out loud.
What was that?
So I was jealous of all the comedy that they were allowed to mess around with. So I started trying to put Leo into kind of a parody place of, you know, the leader hero. And at one point, the director, Sue Blue, she's on a break, she goes, Cam, can I talk to you for a sec? Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing? I went, I'm just trying to make Leonardo a little more fun, you know, a little crazy. Well, don't.
Yeah, stop it.
And she said, you are the leader, and you are like the tent pole, and these guys are doing all these loop-de-loops around you. And it took me a minute or 100 to get on board with that, but yes.
I have to say, though, from a sort of arbitrary thumbnail poll over the years, Michelangelo is generally the most beloved of the turtles.
I know.
And interestingly, the one that they hate the most is Leonardo.
I know.
How about that?
Well, why don't we settle the debate about who is actually the best turtle by bringing out someone to fill our empty chair? One of the co-creators, Kevin Eastman, is with us.
Woohoo! My liege.
If you ever wondered how you make an entrance, that is how you do it, my friends.
How about that?
That was the
Man, this is a
closest
big
I've gotten to any kind of contact in a long time.
Cowabunga, so nice to be here. And I want to say again, one of the greatest moments of Peter and I's life and career was watching this entire crew bring our characters to life in the first Turtle cartoon. And how many cartoons did we end up doing? 200 and...
193,
just
I
under,
think.
yeah, just under 200.
And it's all your fault.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's right.
But I love every time we get a chance to do the show.
But I mean, without this guy, there would be no us.
Oh, please.
And without you guys, there would be no us.
We love you. I love you guys so much. And, you know, and from Peter and myself. So nice to see you. Good.
Thank you so much for your question, Superman. We're going to go back to the center. Hello, what is your name? April. Where are you from? New York. What is your question?
That's right.
Hi.
Hi.
April O'Neill, Channel 6 News.
Yes.
Woo! Woo! But I'm Jeannie from Hialeah, Florida originally.
Woo! Great.
Just a follow-up question, because they already answered all my television questions, and I met all of you yesterday. What is your favorite crossover that has happened with the Turtles, whether it be animated or in comic books? Power Rangers, Ghostbusters, all the ones that you guys have crossed over with, and you've had an opportunity to maybe voice some of those characters as well.
Wow.
Yeah, for
Great question.
That is an excellent question. I mean, obviously, what Kevin and Peter created has enormous staying power. I mean, truly, many of you weren't even thought of when the show was made. And to see what these young men have created, when you're our age, you'll probably have more teeth than me. But
At a crisp 21 years old.
yeah, thank you. But there will still be folks making and watching Ninja Turtles. This is such a remarkable thing. Okay, so I don't have a particular favorite, but I must say that I really love The Last Ronin. I love that story. It's so powerful, and the evolution of the mythology of the turtles. I would, Kevin, is there anything that's popped up in later iterations of the show or comics or whatever that there are new myths created to the legend of turtles that you guys didn't think of or didn't know about?
Well, you know what? That's a great question, Rob. And you know what's so when they said the greatest crossover, at least for Pete and I, was literally when we did the original Turtle comic series. It's a little darker and edgier and stuff. And so, what was the pure joy and the love of doing the cartoon series? It was a crossover of all the things that we liked about our favorite cartoons growing up. Of you know, Scooby-Doo and so many wonderful things, but adapting the Turtles and exploring to so many different Turtle adventures within stuff that we did within the original comic series, and we brought it to life in a whole new way.
Was that hard for you to get on board with toning down the darkness?
Not at all,
like,
no.
I don't know if this will work, making this sillier, or were you totally good with that?
We loved it. Because it's like, again, I love, being now a 64-year-old kid, but
if only. Cry me a river. To be 64 again.
But no, there was things like
you could almost be my son, not quite,
Right.
but almost.
54. Dude, you're talking to a bunch of people who are the entertainment at the Last Supper. 54? Jesus.
Okay, everybody do the pose.
I was going to ask you,
No, but it was things like, say, like the Utroms that we created in the Turtle comic became Krang in that comic. Things like Donatello, his character we really explored, because it was like Peter Laird a living Donatello, and he's a total geek and total, I remember the first time he brought in a Commodore 64 computer, and I said, these things will never take off. He knew
your
a little bit.
decision to make Leonardo so boring, was that difficult? Was that intentional?
We did it on purpose.
Because we knew you were coming along.
No, but it was the adaptation. So we added things like the different colored bandanas. When I did the first color painting of the Turtles, I did them with all red bandanas. And so we started on the development of the show. We added different colored bandanas to help associate, their personalities with their bandanas. But adding the humor and things like the pizza and even Cowabunga, things like that really came to the forefront of all things. It was just we the original series was so serious, and we had so much fun on this series watching these, these incredible actors, bring these characters to life. But we had so much fun on that series because it was lighthearted. It was great. The adventures were really sweet. And even even today, it's like we've done so many iterations of 42 years of Turtles. A lot of fans will come up and say, the first series that I show my kids, and who have now become Turtle fans, is the original series. Which is going to be 40 years old next year.
From the Old Testament.
that's so interesting that you said that, our show was the fun side of your original idea, because every season we would come into the studio and they would say, this year it's going to be darker. We're going to be serious. And the first few episodes of each season were toned down, and then whoever was in the booth saying that kind of left, saying, okay, we're good, we're on track. And then these guys would start throwing the sand around again, and it would go right back. And we kept getting told, oh no, they want it darker. And these guys are so fun and brilliant, and the world was dark enough, And
it was dark enough, and it's like, and that was one of the funny things I would love about Renee's character when she brought April to life was, we really wanted her to be more involved when she was the first human added to the original Turtle series, but in the cartoon series, we wanted her to be more involved in the Turtle adventures. So, we sort of really focused on the reporter aspect and stuff. So she was kind of like the fifth Turtle, and so wherever they were doing, what they were doing, they got to do it all together. And
Kevin, let me ask, actually, because I think to answer your total question, I don't know if we know. Right? That's why we're
forgot the original question.
But Kevin probably does. So what was your favorite crossover of one cartoon concept with the Turtles? Or one comic like Power Rangers, I know I've been signing.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
We have Savage
What was
Dragon.
your favorite of those?
Yeah, that was, again, I drifted immediately to the crossover. To me, the original crossover was just bringing the Turtles to life as a cartoon series versus the original series. But we've been able to do things like the Ghostbusters, because I was a huge Ghostbusters fan. The Ghostbuster Turtle crossover was wonderful. The Turtles Batman crossover was
Batman is-
wonderful.
yes, that's the one that I couldn't think of. That's right.
Naruto, and then leading up to and then Last Ronin we can talk about later. But all of those, it's just amazing that we get to partner up with so many of our favorite.
What's your
cartoon
favorite crossover?
Well, currently right now, because I'm living my 90s slash 80s
Yay!
childhood, because I'm 50. I'm 50.
Not a girl, you're 50.
My son's going to be that in a couple of months.
He could be your dad.
Yes.
But right now I'm loving the Power Rangers Turtles crossover.
Yeah.
I love those. Those are really fun.
What about a Ninja Turtles and My Little Pony? Or Strawberry Shortcake? There you go.
Right.
Come on.
I like growing up. The only two my Bibles growing up were Mad and Famous Monsters of Filmland. And now all the Universal monsters.
I love that one.
Dude.
With all the Universal monsters.
Oh my God, Raphael is Frankenstein.
No, that was some of my favorite.
The creature.
Well, they did. Playmates did a line of toys with the Turtles and the Universal monsters.
Yeah.
Which was awesome. But they also did. Growing up, I still remember Star Trek in black and white.
Sure.
Really-
Yeah.
Not like you guys. No, but they did Star Trek Turtles, which was
It's so cool.
anyway.
But that
thanks.
proves the unique quality of what these guys have created. It is not slowing down. Everybody wants in, and all it does is make literally billions of people happy. It's astonishing. So thank you very much for being so sweet.
Thanks, Jeannie.
Thank you for all the joy.
Thank you for coming dressed as feminist icon April O'Neil.
That was only one question.
Hey,
Gotta be here till noon, right?
you all are. These
You're
these
50.
friends are
Tomorrow.
here all weekend along the back wall.
think
If
we're
you
over
don't
there.
Get to ask, go see them and ask them to their face because they all smell really nice. So, back over to this side. What is your name? Where are you from? And what is your question?
Hi, you can call me Scott McCloud.
Okay.
Woo!
I'm a big fan of Kevin Eastman's work. The
Thank
arc
you.
where the turtle, like either Raphael or Leonardo get dumped in April's apartment. I love that arc. You guys didn't do it in the '80s show, but I want to take that. I'm sorry, Kevin. I want to take that arc
Cool.
for my own comic.
Thank you.
But I have one question. Can I please beg for a job out of Florida? I'll go anywhere, man. I'm leaving Florida by the end of the summer. I'm my own comic book artist, but I can.
Thank
You
for a
do
job.
windows?
What's that?
Hey, I just need a job. I just got to get out of here. I'm going to New York, man.
Cool. Well, we're looking for a place that's creative and a little more humid. Because certainly humidity is what makes me very creative, don't you think? I'm so creative here, I can't stand it. Literally.
It's too hot for me here, man. I got to leave.
Well,
We live in Arizona, so you want to go there.
Oh,
yeah.
They say it's a dry heat.
it's a dry heat, so is fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of actual turtles in Arizona, though, which is fun.
Good luck. I hope you get a gig, pal.
I hope you're up here on stage with us next year.
Oh, I'm gone. Sorry, this is my last
Thank
one.
you.
Last
That's
word.
all right.
Sorry.
Thank you, pal.
Back
Nice
to the
see ya.
middle. What is your name? Where are you from? And what is your question?
Hi, my name's Mia, and it's nice to meet you.
Hi,
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, Mia.
It's nice to meet you all, and before I ask
Thank
the
you.
question, I'm gonna say Leo's my favorite, and I'm not ashamed.
Atta girl!
Mia. Yes.
All right, he's gonna come.
You just made Cam's
I say
day.
He has an info.
We're never going to shut him up now.
Oh.
You know, this is a first because
Yeah.
Leonardo has never been anyone's favorite. Beba, beba.
Thank you, Mia. That was worth the $20 we paid you to say that.
This panel's hotter than I thought it was going to be.
So my question is, so for Kevin, he and Peter Laird started this whole like journey of TMNT, and you all like mainstreamed it in the 1987 version, and I was wondering, have your feelings on like, how have your feelings on TMNT as the years gone by with all these iterations and all these comics coming up, like everything coming up? How do you feel? Like, that's my question, yeah.
Well, you know, it's like I put it into perspective with like when Peter and I did the very first issue of Turtles, it had a beginning, middle, and end.
How old were you?
Yeah. Because we never thought there'd be a second issue. So we did the first issue, beginning, middle, end, 40 pages. That was it, black and white. And the fact that we got to do a second issue, the first part of our dream was, you know, following in the footsteps of people that inspired us, like Jack Kirby and people like that. We wanted to be comic book artists. And so the fact that we got to pay our bills and eat all the macaroni and cheese that we wanted and pizza and draw a comic for a living, that was a dream came true. Within a short few years, 4 years, we were working on the cartoon series. And we had, you know, guys like Chuck Lorre who ended up, you know, Chuck Lorre became Chuck Lorre, but he wrote the theme song. We had these guys bring our characters to life, and it was one of those, it's almost like you're stepping outside yourself, looking at this thing happen. And it was much like we never thought there'd be a second issue of the Turtles. The fact that we did 5 episodes of the cartoon series, then another 8, and it just kept going. We were like, big WTF over our head, going like, holy smokes, this is amazing. So the dream was the dream, and you know, we sort of got to experience it, and we got to build it with such.
So you were like 20.
I was 21. You know, Peter and I were like, oh my God, we were kids. It's like I still don't shave all the way, but it's like when back in those days, I couldn't even grow a mustache. You know, it's like I tried, but no, the dream has been. It's pursuing a childhood dream and never. We knew how lucky we were. It's like it was a childhood dream to be creative and tell stories and do these kind of things. And the fact that I've now been doing it for 42 years is just a dream come true all the way across the board. So and these guys won't take as much credit as I'd like to give them, but it was just such a wonderful experience to watch all this come together. You know, we watched those first 5 episodes and we just went like, these are really fun. I don't think anybody's going to like it, but these are really great. We really enjoyed the process. And then, you know, 200 plus episodes later, still doing it. It's wonderful.
Thank you, Mia.
And the incredible thing, someone so amazingly successful as Kevin, is how wonderfully nice he is. And if you hadn't had the chance to kind of meet him personally, you should. Because
Cam gave me $20 to be nice to everybody. So
he's a super guy.
You know, it's like we do have the luckiest job, and we spend a lot of. We are so lucky that we get to do these shows together. Remember, like we were talking about, we really want to do something special for the 40th anniversary next year for the cartoon, like some kind of live event where people can experience. Because we're lucky that we get to spend this time with you, but. Let's do something awesome where we can all be on stage and answer these questions and show highlights and clips of things that we love, because it's deserved and it's well earned. And but we get to see each other at these shows, and it's one of my favorite.
And that is thanks to you guys
that we get to
spend time together. Exactly. Rob Paulsen basically had to put a gun to my head to start coming to these things. I didn't know much about him, and I was like, Robbie, who's going to want our autograph? Well, 15 years later or whatever it's been.
It is.
But were it not for the Comic-Con circuit, and not just talking about my pals here, but the other, and I get a lump in my throat when I think about all the other actors that we came up with when likewise at 21, 22, when we started doing this, we get to hang out. And I you know, who knows when I would have seen you necessarily without you guys making this happen. So thank you for our relationships continuing to be current.
Yeah, turtle power is a real thing, folks.
It is,
really is.
As they said, and it's all your fault.
Thanks, Mia.
Thank you so much.
We all need to be manifesting and emailing Daddy Reed Pop and saying, please, 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 for the 40th anniversary, we want a big to-do with all of these amazing people.
We definitely need to do that. We absolutely will make that happen.
Back over to this side. What is your name? Where are you from? And what is your question?
My name is Roger, and I'm from the great state of Florida.
Be more specific.
Well, let's see. I do live in a city called Hialeah, Florida.
Woo!
And I've always wanted to ask this question to my favorite turtle, Raphael.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
First of all, you have excellent taste in terrapins.
And I have your figure right here.
Oh my
Wait,
God.
dude, you
Yay!
told me I
That-
was your favorite turtle.
Well, I have to give love to all of you and as well, Kevin,
Yes.
because you are the real reason
That's right.
that we are turtle fans.
Yes. You're here.
And the fact is, I have this debate all the time. Who's your favorite turtle? And I tell them, Raphael, and it's never gonna change. I love the other three, but Raphael has a special place in my heart.
Well, thank you.
Love
He
it.
got
Very
me,
kind.
especially my favorite. There's a couple lines when you told Shredder.
You named yourself after a kitchen appliance?
Yes. Or the one that you and Leonardo had that one little episode where Leo is just being ordering. You just said, Leo, you're such a downer.
Oh, good. Well, that's typecasting, if you know Cam. And by the way, thank you very much for your kind words.
And you did Donatello from the 2012, and I did not even know that.
Well, I didn't either until you just told me. I've been cashing someone else's checks. But I'd be happy to sign your Raphael action figure, and then you can sell it on eBay for $10. But if you wait till I die, you'll get 15. Which, where we come from, is good for about 3 gallons of gas.
But I didn't and here's one thing that I want to say. I didn't ever think in my wildest dream, as being 45 years old, would ever get the chance to at least see the cast of the cartoon that I grew up with in the 80s.
Roger?
Yay!
Thank you. And as we
Indeed.
said,
Well said.
we never
Barry,
thought
he
the
could
same
be
thing.
your kid.
That's right.
45.
That's right.
Could be my kid.
Back
Thanks,
to the
Raj.
middle. What is your name? Where are you from? And what is your question? You do look like Superman, but I don't think that's who you're dressed as.
Oh, no.
Awesome.
Casual, but thank you. My name is Jonathan. I'm from Miami, but as I discussed with Mr. Clarke yesterday, I was born in Puerto Rico. Y, señor Clarke, si vas a saludar a la gente aquí en Miami, tienes que decir, ¿qué volá hacer?
Nice.
¿Qué volá hacer?
Muchísimas gracias.
Yeah.
A la orden.
Los Tortugas Ninjas.
Las
Así es.
tortugas luchan con honor.
Yes.
Claro que sí.
Cowabunga.
Mucha más música.
Cowabunga. My question, I almost forgot to switch this.
We're cultured. It's fine.
Absolutely. My question for the cast is, and I always like to ask this to the actors who do voice work, how did you find your voice for your character? And Mr. Eastman, did you have any involvement whatsoever, or you just watched and just hoped for the best?
It was really hard for me.
Yeah.
Actually, we all read for all 4 turtles. Everyone that auditioned for it read for all 4. And I wanted Donatello, but I remember going into the audition and trying to think, okay, what is Donatello going to sound like? He's kind of nerdy. And, you know, it was over 40 years ago, so do I remember the voice that I did? I do not. All I remember is I did a voice, and the casting director said, no, why don't you just use your own voice? And that's what I did. So
It was a real stretch.
it wasn't awfully hard to come up
For
with
me,
the voice for Donatello.
For me, like Cam was saying, they weren't sure whether I was going to be Michelangelo or Leonardo.
Yes,
And
we know.
we've been there. We've revisited this now too many times. But so what they were looking for Michelangelo, they were looking for a surfer dude, and they gave Sean Penn in Fast Times at Ridgemont High as sort of a prototype. And I thought, okay, I can kind of do that. But like Cammy was saying, he's from California and had that voice down. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio.
And I was
didn't know
Sean Penn's vocal coach. I taught him everything he did in that
There
movie.
you go. So I didn't really know this surfer sound, so I just copied Cam. But because I really wanted Leonardo. Now you tell me.
No, in the early days of development on the cartoon, it's like even like one of the things I think about first is so they sent us 2 versions of the Turtles theme song that Chuck Lorre did both. One of them was kind of the one that became for the show, but the other one was like a version of like Rawhide. Yeah.
I want to hear it.
Oh my God! I have a tape of it.
I've never heard this
Like
before.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
That right?
It was like right. Yeah.
Rolling.
Bro, it was. Oh my God, Pete and I were
Spaghetti
like,
Western
Are you,
kind of
are
thing.
you
yeah.
kidding me?
Surfing.
That has to be on a hard drive somewhere.
No, I have it.
We all watched that when it was first premiered. Clint Eastwood was in that show. He played Rowdy, right? Yeah.
That's right.
So maybe
But no,
for our 40th, for our panel,
we
you'll
have to
play
do that.
it.
I'll find it and make sure we bring it out.
That'd be fun.
But they had sent us a couple different tapes of the voice recordings, but it was with, say, they had already assigned different voices. We think these are the voices for these different characters. And Pete and I listened to them, and we were like, because we have our own voices inside our heads of what we, imagine them to be. But once we heard the voices that these guys and Renae, of course, doing, it clicked. And I've never worked on Turtles without thinking how they sounded in all these voices ever since. Because it is like, because even like Barry's, like Donatello, Pete. If you ever, hopefully we get Pete out here one day, but Pete sounds like Barry.
Yeah.
But he's a total geeky. He had like the first guy to get a calculator watch.
Yeah.
And so it was like, but the way that he sounds and it's the mythology and all. So it's just, it's a wonderful thing that really sort of that locked it in for us and as the sound for our characters, and it's been forever. Only
Yeah, man.
a short 40 years.
Thank you so much for your question.
Thank you. Sorry.
Thanks, buddy.
We're going over to this side, and beautiful friends, I'm going to tell you, this is going to be our last question because we're almost at time. I know, I'm sorry if you stood. I hope your 10,000 steps were worth getting. Please visit all of these beautiful, sexy people all weekend long. Again, they're nice. They smell nice. They will give you a longer answer if you ask them.
And happy to answer your questions, yeah.
So what is your name? Where are you from? And why does this deserve to be the last question?
My question doesn't, so I'm passing it to the person behind.
You are so kind.
Oh,
May
what
you
a
have an
nice-
excellent
See, fans are the nicest.
Yep. My name is Type of Smoke. I'm dressed as Superboy, actually.
Good for you.
Hey.
Thank you.
You look great, man.
Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate it. 2 questions, actually.
Make them quick.
Yeah, I'm going quick. The first question, actually, since you're in the cast, I grew up with your show. I love your show, by the way. If you guys get the voice, the show, and Last Ronin, what would you have to do for that material? Because I love that comic, and I'm just wondering, would you voice the new turtle in that show, in that comic, the Last Ronin?
Well, I gotta say, for me, for Michelangelo being the last Ronin, I would.
Spoiler alert.
I mean, what? Yeah.
Yeah,
sorry. Oh, I didn't. What I meant to say was, if Leonardo was. But no, I would think that that'd be a blast for Michelangelo to try because obviously in the cartoon he was pretty goofy.
Yeah.
But I could totally see him, grizzled and a little older, and yeah, it's still Michelangelo, but he's been through like a lot.
I think it would be really fun to take because that is such a serious take on everything.
So good.
To within the voices that we selected as clowns. So like you were saying, to use our voices and what the character descriptions were, but bring it to a cinematic kind of place, I think.
Yeah, more serious.
Yeah, but I thought it was going to be a live action with Daniel Day-Lewis.
I eat your pizza.
All right, real quick, because we're coming up against time. What's the final question?
Christian Bale, Daniel Day-Lewis, just like no. But no, it actually, it's funny just to finish it.
And Judi Dench as April O'Neil.
Oh, we can't replace Renae. Come on. It's like, all right, Meryl Streep. I don't know. She's overrated. No.
Yeah. Oh,
We'd
yeah.
have to. No, but it would be wonderful to have some of those original voices. It would really be a wonderful crossover to, a throwback to all the things that we, because even at the height of the Turtles comic, it was, say, 100,000 copies, but millions and millions of people fell in love with the original cartoon series. So it would be a wonderful tip of that to all things original Turtles stories. If we are lucky enough to do a last run-in movie to bring these guys back and do it upright.
I would love that. That'd be awesome. That'd be amazing. Oh yeah, second question. Second question, what's your favorite? If you do a crossover with DC or Marvel, what character would you like to see them do a crossover with you guys? For me, I would see Daredevil crossover with you guys or Spider-Man. And for DC, it would be Super Son. But if realistically, I'd go with Batman or.
Yeah, I'm kind of a Marvel guy.
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah.
Iron Man.
Archie's pals and gals.
I love it. Yes.
I love that.
How about the Tick?
Ren and Stimpy.
Keen.
I personally have been waiting my whole life to see you all cross over with Sailor Moon.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be fun.
No, that'd be great. No, I think one of my favorites was, growing up as a child, Daredevil was my favorite hero, and that's why there's a lot of crossover with the Daredevil origin and what we did. So I'd love to see a Turtles Daredevil, but Turtles Batman was wonderful again. Turtles Ghostbusters. We've had so many wonderful crossovers. So let's see where it goes, and and we get to keep having fun doing it. That's fantastic.
I agree.
Thank you so much for a wonderful final question. Give it up one more time for the geniuses behind
Hold
the
on.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles!
Thank you, guys.
Hold on, guys. There's something that's a tradition that you all have to join us on. We are going to count to 3, and we're going to give the biggest, loudest turtle power so they can hear us in Boynton Beach.
Yeah.
You ready?
All right.
All right, everybody. All right, you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Turtle power!
Thank you. Love you guys.